So I ask each of you to gently close your eyes. Imagine you are standing on a precipice, gazing into a vast blue sky filled with stars. From out of the stars comes a bright sailing ship that flies through the air on invisible wings. It stops in front of you, and you step on board. The captain at the helm awaits you and can be any master of your choice. And now you sail through the inner realms until you see a golden temple of wisdom in the far distance. As you approach it, the master of the temple comes out to greet you. This temple is Asclepios, on the high astral plane, and its guardian is Gobudas. This is where a section of the best laid plans of the universe is stored and maintained. It is the section that is designated for the physical world. Gobu takes your hand and leads you to the entrance of the building. As you step across the threshold, say this mantra 3 times. Ole va tu mana ti. Ole va tu mana ti. Ole va tu mana ti. There is a holy enclave that holds a gold-crested book containing the sacred plans which can be viewed as a holograph. This book is on a table in front of an altar with 2 burning white candles on each side. There is a place to kneel in front of the book. Rest on your knees and simply ask how to know the plan for your life and how it can merge you with the plan for all life. Ask to know your role in these holy plans of Supman. Stay in contemplation for as long as it feels right or until you have an answer. Slowly open your eyes, and the energy of this technique will simply stay with you. The Grand Council has opened many spiritual doorways for our brothers and sisters of the Catholic and Coptic tradition to work with us through the new book, which is coming out, called The Crown of Thorns. This book focuses on the lives, beliefs, and mystical practices of saints within the Catholic tradition. Mother Mary, Mother of Jesus, was very pleased we extended our works to include the early saints of the Church. Though we have not touched early Judaism yet, in the Messengers of God book, which is now in progress, we will consider the spiritual dialogue of Joseph, Ezekiel, and Ruth. These early saints, prophets, and holy men were experts in the area of prophecy and alchemy. The Jewish peoples depended on their ability to see within the inner planes and future times for survival. Many cultures did not allow the Jewish people the right to own property, so they were forced into occupations of the academic, medicine, mercantilism, and banking, and the older arts of material manifestation. Their survival is a testimony of the spiritual love and protection of the CAG and the multitude of knowledge vested in their culture. They were literally protected by the prophetic vision of some of these early prophets and their ability to see into the future on how the Judaic peoples were to travel and move about in the Middle East. The bliss and joy that these saints, prophets, and holy men felt occurred when the heart was open to the higher self, and the identity of the self is absorbed into the ecstasy of the God state and consciousness. This absorption is attained through continual contemplative prayer song, daily use of your mantra, loving focus and attention on what God wants you to do in the best interest of others. Life's gifts are based on who and what we serve in its highest cause. Sri Yugaswami, Saint Teresa of Avila, and Moses were known to levitate when they were in the ecstasy of God absorption. I mean, there's testimony actually on the books with the Catholic Church about some of the after effects of what this bliss state renders. For them, there was a lapse of sensory connection to one's environment. The consciousness is engulfed with the light and sound, and there is a floating sensation and somewhat of an empty, luminous void. So I want to go back to the idea of disconnection. Often the disconnection is the beginning stage for this. But you have to feel a sense of separation from the environment because after all, we're putting you in the God worlds. There's nothing physical there. So you can't hold on to anything. So all of a sudden life starts moving a little different. You're wondering what's going on. And you're moving into a shake and bake where you're getting nervous. You're looking at the 11th hour. Family issues are coming out of nowhere, and you're going, my goodness, I have no one in the inner worlds looking after me. Well, simply, that disconnection has to happen in order for the void to move into the consciousness because it gets in the way of the flow. The God force works in opposite movement than the physical world. In the physical world, we move to something. In the God worlds, it moves to us. So we have to stay stationary while it's moving everything around us. A result is a feeling of disconnection. Now, one of the most important laws we can use in terms of this type of experience is the law of assumption. After all, you can't be given anything that you think you don't have, or you cannot have, or nor can attain. What you believe is so will come into creative manifestation. It is your higher self that holds the key to the spiritual gifts. And it can't move its consciousness in if you're physically looking around. Soul wants to know how you will benefit from your use of gifts that it will give them. I'll repeat that. The soul wants to know when it starts bringing in the floodgate of spirit, it has gifts for you that you've used before. It wants to know how the universe is going to benefit from it. And it wants to know if it's in the best interest of your soul contract. These two dynamics play an integral role in the development of the spiritual gifts. St. Nicholas developed